Hello, everyone. My name is Irum, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I am thrilled to share the stage with my esteemed colleague, Rodney Robertson. Together, we have been exploring the fascinating intersection of artificial intelligence and education with a focus on feedback mechanism in large university classrooms. Well, when we step into a university classroom today, whether it's a face to face or online session, we see hundreds of students, each with different learning needs. Some of you may have similar experience and feelings with even with a smaller group of 20 and 30 students, particularly learning writing skills in higher education. The challenge that we all feel and that remains in both the situation, whether it's face to face or online, how do we ensure that every student remains engaged and receives meaningful, personalized feedback on the work that they produce? Our goal today is to examine how AI can help us tackle the challenges of scalability and personalization. Specifically, we'll be looking into two LLMs, ChatGPT-4 and Google Gemini, sharing key insights from our study while exploring questions like are these AI tools truly enhancing feedback, or are they just giving us the illusion of effectiveness? So let's dive in. Higher education is changing rapidly. The UK's higher education sector, for instance, is experiencing steady growth with a significant trend of increase in the recent years. With more students entering universities, the need of efficient, scalable feedback solutions is more pressing than ever. AI tools promise to help, but do they truly meet the needs of students and educators? Let's talk numbers. According to research, by 2030, the US higher education market is expected to reach $177 billion with a compound annual growth rate of 10.4%. This tells us something crucial. Demand for online learning and scalable feedback tool is skyrocketing. As classroom grows larger, AI-based solutions seem like a natural fit. But the apprehension is, are they delivering what students actually need? Well, higher education is undergoing massive transformation. Over the next 30 years, 1 billion additional post secondary graduates are expected worldwide, with 75% from Asia and Africa. And many of these learners will be seeking English based degrees and credentials. This surge creates a new challenge. How do we scale learning support and ensure quality feedback in increasingly diverse educational settings? And our traditional education faces several challenges: large classroom sizes, limited personalization, and of course, feedback delays. These issues impact learning outcomes, especially in fast growing educational market. Well, this is where AI claims to step in. But is AI truly the solution? AI tools are becoming an integral part of education, there is no doubt. From writing assistance tools like Grammarly and Jasper in the past to AI driven tutoring and feedback platforms. AI tools are widely used to generate responses, but there is a catch here. Whether in teacher AI interaction or student AI interaction, along with being accurate, sometimes inaccurate or partially accurate, AI generated responses are often too vague, sometimes complex, long, they can be irrelevant, or sometimes simply another layer of challenging reading. So, this growing ecosystem of AI tools raises some important questions. How do these technologies shape the feedback experience for users? Are they pedagogically sound? Are they aligned with teaching learning objectives? And if not, can we optimize it? If we can, how is it possible? So, before we evaluate these platforms' potential and effectiveness in feedback innovation, it's important to reflect on why does feedback matter? So let's explore three key theories behind our theoretical framework for this research. According to the sociocultural theory, effective feedback acts as scaffolding, guiding users within their zone of proximal development, where learning happens most effectively with support. Second, language acquisition, Gresham's I+1 hypothesis highlights the same kind of thing, that effective feedback should be comprehensible but challenging enough to push learners to the next level. And last but not the least, cognitive load theory. The theory claims that effective feedback manages cognitive load, ensuring learners can process and apply it without feeling overwhelmed. Now, one may think, what do scaffolding, comprehensible input, and cognitive load management have in common here? Well, we believe they all ensure that feedback is meaningful, actionable, and impactful. These theories provide the foundation for our research. So let's see how AI's feedback brings them to life. Well, there is no doubt AI tools are transforming education by acting as digital mentors. But are they truly capable of delivering feedback that is level appropriate and mirrors the kind of guidance a teacher provides? Our research examines whether AI provides adequate scaffolding according to SCT, or it leaves gaps. More importantly, can well-structured prompts refine AI's ability to scaffold effectively? Also, does AI offer comprehensible input as SLA asks for? Is AI feedback truly context aware? Does it consider the nuances of learners' linguistic and academic background? And if not, does thoughtful prompt engineering play a role in here in improving that, in improving the outcomes? And can AI assist in streamlining learning by reducing cognitive load and delivering concise, relevant, and actionable feedback? Does AI actually achieve that? Our study hypothesized the secret to unlocking AI's real potential lies in one critical element: prompt engineering. Now, well, it's true or not, here's a visual summary of our research framework that illustrates how guiding AI tools through carefully crafted prompts determines the precision and relevance of the feedback they generate. Now, Rodney will share the findings shortly, sharing whether it's completely true or not. But before we do the details, let's have a look at the study's methodology. Well, for this study, we used a mixed methods approach, combining quantitative and qualitative methods to analyze AI's feedback. In quantitative analysis, we assessed how well AI feedback aligns with instructors' expectations using rubrics, and focusing on key criteria like accuracy, clarity, and alignment with learning goals. And in qualitative analysis, we evaluated the usefulness and relevance of AI's feedback through structured analysis, focusing on its ability to guide learners effectively. So I'll now hand it over to Rodney to discuss findings, broader implication. Over to you, Rod.
So we all know that students benefit from feedback, from timely feedback. Students say that they want it. We know that it's good for them. So the question that a lot of educators have had since at the beginning of the new LLM AI era is that, can we use AI? Can we use large language models to help give that feedback, personalized feedback, in a timely fashion? So early research is indicating that yes, it can. AI technologies can personalize feedback and improve student engagement and enhance overall learning. So you probably have encountered some of this research yourself. So we decided to ask ourselves, what are the best LLMs to do this? There's about at least a half a dozen out there that are popular enough for us to have engaged with. So which ones are the best for our educational purposes? What are the best LLMs for providing student feedback, and how can they be used, and how should they be used? Those are the questions that we want to ask. So we decided to use ChatGPT. That's the most popular one, of course, and we chose to go with Google Gemini, which is almost as popular as Microsoft Copilot, but we went with Gemini because it's a Google company, and Copilot and ChatGPT are both controlled by Microsoft, so we wanted to use two different ones. So the questions we're asking is, one, how do the feedback mechanisms of ChatGPT-4 and Google Gemini differ in terms of their strengths and weaknesses and the impact on student learning outcomes in written assignments? So we teach at a technical university, and we have to teach technical reports, and we have to grade them. And so we're trying to see if we can use AI to help us grade these papers, or at least provide feedback for the papers. So the second question we ask is, what role does prompt engineering play in optimizing feedback for these large language models, and what are the best practices can enhance the effectiveness of AI-generated feedback? So as you know yourself, entering the right prompt is important. And if you enter the wrong prompt, garbage in, garbage out is what they say. So we've played around with the prompt engineering to see if we could optimize it for our particular purposes. So here's the assignment that we looked at. So we took a short recommendation report, a technical recommendation report. It's only about 1,000 words, and it's a first-year paper, introductory level. Some but minimal research and data is required. So it's not huge. It's not a capstone project. It's not third or fourth year. It's the first semester, usually the first or second semester of a technical student's writing career. And this is how we evaluated it. So the assessment items are, we gave 15 points for APA structure. So are they able to format a paper correctly? And these were the sections. So there was an introduction section, a background, solutions and criteria section, comparison and recommendation section. And those are all given these points over here. We also gave 10 points for writing, and we gave 10 points for style. Now, we really liked this paper. We gave it a 98, so it was a near perfect paper, and we wanted to see how the AI would handle it. In terms of prompt engineering, we found this one online in a paper by Edgar N. Brunton. You can check the references if you're interested in it. And they broke it down like this, and we thought it was pretty clever. So focus on the verb, of course, kind of like a Bloom's taxonomy kind of verb. Evaluate the student paper, and this is the title of the paper that we looked at: Renewable Energy Solutions for Residential Homes. Next one, you focus your prompt using the rubric posted in the table before the paper's title. So we took the paper. There was a title here, and right before the title, we pasted the rubric that we just looked at, and we said to analyze it. The context is the student paper is a research assignment for a first-year course at a technical university. That's what I just mentioned. And the focus and the condition are: assign a number grade for each assessment item based on weight out of 100 indicated in the rubric. So follow the rubric basically. And the alignment: the purpose of the writing assignment was to assess the student's ability to write a short technical research paper. So again, we've tried to focus on those words: short technical research paper. Constraints and limitations: be sure to provide written commentary. We did ask for that, and we got some interesting results for that too, for items requiring student correction. Okay, so we just took all of these lines, we put them into a short paragraph form, and we put those, we asked the AI to evaluate it, and the results were not good. Not terrible, but terrible enough for it not to be something that we could just use as teachers to, evaluate student papers. So lazy instructors, sorry, you're out of luck. It doesn't work yet. But we're going to go into the details of why not. So we gave it a 98, as I mentioned, and ChatGPT gave it a 76. Gemini gave it a 77. And these sections, of them all, these sections were the worst. It did not do a good job in of judging APA formatting. The comparison section was bad, and the recommendation section was bad as well. Interestingly, these were the two most technically sophisticated. They were supposed to be the most technically sophisticated sections of the report, because introduction, background section, but these had to have all the data and the details. So these are the takeaways. This is why we think things didn't work out so well. Neither of the LLMs can evaluate page layout or much of APA formatting, such as the proper use of tables and figures, which can be tricky. I mean, it's one of these nasty little things that all students have to figure out how to do. How the spacing, where do you put the titles and all that kind of stuff? Where do you put the numbers and the dates and everything? So as of now, 2025, the LLMs are not very good at evaluating that, so you teachers have to get their eyes on the paper. Both LLMs scored the paper much too harshly for an introductory report. Now, this is what we're going to focus on coming up. How do we solve the problem? Well, our expectations were here, okay, and the LLM's expectations were much, much higher. So that's the problem. That's the biggest problem. So both complained of lack of detail. You see, this is what I was just talking about. In the written commentary, they used words like detailed, implicitly, explicitly, specific, elaborate, additional explanation, in depth. And we didn't really need that kind of stuff. So that was a problem with the AI. So to try to bring the AI's expectations in line with the instructor's expectations, the prompt was modified. And here's how we modify it. So all the black stuff here is what we already was the original input. And then we added the student paper as an introductory research paper. Only the basic elements of a recommendation report are evaluated. Detailed research is not required. See, we're just kind of repeating the same thing, trying to emphasize it. The purpose of the writing assignment is to assess the student's ability to perform limited basic research and write an introductory paper. So we put that in. We did the same experiment. We put that in to see if that would improve things, and lo and behold, it improved things, but not by much, not by nearly enough. It didn't. The AI is not inside the instructor's head. It doesn't know exactly what we're looking for. It doesn't know exactly what we've been teaching for the last 8 weeks or however long we've been teaching it. So despite insisting in the prompt that the LLM consider the introductory nature of the assignment, results improved only slightly. Overall grades improved by only 2-3 points. The only marked improvement was its ability to evaluate APA usage. It got a little bit better at that, but not much. So our observations, this is what we think was going on. So significant discrepancies were observed between the AI and human instructor expectations. It's the expectations. LLM struggled to align precisely with our expectations, even when using advanced prompt engineering models. So we're out of luck. If we're only relying on our prompts, no matter how detailed they were, they're not enough to produce feedback results that can be used to grade the student paper. And now I know no real teacher out there would simply use AI to give a grade, to assign a grade, but it's not even getting that close to allow you to just get the AI to have a look at it first, and then you can come in and just confirm that it's a 98 or 77. It's not even close enough to that, do you see? Number 3, the AI tools often overgrade or undergrade, relying on generalized analysis rather than contextual understanding of the task-specific requirements. Now, a lot of you are probably already thinking, did we train it with our own models? We didn't for this exercise. We wanted to see how it would handle simply the material, the rubric, and the prompt. How close, how accurate would it be if you tried to fine-tune the prompt? And as you can see, it's not working out that well. Training the AI is going to be required. AI may have difficulty grading near perfect papers. Now, this is interesting. This is something we thought of as well. This is a 98. There's not much wrong with it, really. There's just a couple of little things wrong with it. So potentially, the AI felt compelled to find faults where there were few faults or none. Now, we're all familiar with hallucinations, and I've encountered that many times in the early days of ChatGPT 3, way back in the day. It would hallucinate things, because if it couldn't find it, if it didn't know the answer, it would try to please me by inventing an answer. And so maybe it was trying to please us, because he wants me to find fault with this, but there's no fault, so I'll invent some faults. So maybe that's part of the problem as well. So another study should be done on lesser papers, maybe a 70 or even a 65 or an 80. So there's more scope, there's more opportunities for more research to see if performs better. So LLMs might unfairly compare student work to professional research papers, leading to inappropriate critiques. Absolutely. Where's ChatGPT getting its information? It's getting it from published papers that it finds online, and it's comparing this first semester student paper with a professional researcher's paper. So of course that's not fair. Prompt engineering alone is not enough, as I've mentioned. Training LLMs on models must accompany careful prompt engineering. So again, we got two components here. Maybe, actually, we've done a previous paper in a previous conference where we did a short paragraph, and it handled the short paragraph a lot better. It actually provided really, really good feedback, and it more closely aligned to the teacher expectations. So again, if you train it, then we might get closer to what we're looking for. But this requires significant time and new skills, posing a barrier for instructors seeking easy use of AI tools. It's not going to be easy. We can't just plug in a paper, plug in a rubric, and send it off to AI to do our job for us. That's not going to work. We do need to put a lot of effort into this, which begs the question, maybe it's just faster for us to grade the papers ourselves. Current LLMs may struggle with processing longer, refined prompts. Now, we actually looked at the prompts. Maybe more detail in the prompts is not a good idea. Maybe we should do another study with minimalist prompts, and maybe that's going to give us some better results. But according to the preliminary research that we've done to prepare for this, that wasn't the case. But anyway, that's something to look at. So making sophisticated prompt engineering models less effective, perhaps. So instructors must be prepared to adjust prompts and rubrics multiple times to achieve fair and consistent grading aligned with learning outcomes. So we did that. So I just showed you briefly, very, very briefly for this presentation. I only showed you one attempt, but that's the result of a couple of different attempts that we went through to fine-tune the rubric itself and the prompts as well. So we're not quite there yet, but we may be getting closer. And again, the next step is to train. Okay, that's all we've got. Here are our references. I hope you found this useful, and here are our contact addresses, and do get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.